Hello, everybody. By everybody, I mean probably just Mads, but maybe someone else. Um,
So
we are the Paper Dungeon. This is Table Scraps, and we are late because Drew was like, "Yo, Aaron, I'm down to be on Table Scraps," and I was like, "Sick. Let me start the Zoom call." And then Zoom was like, "Error 000430126," and I'm like, "Okay." So I like, oh, maybe Zoom needs to be updated. So I update it. No, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna restart it. I close it down, start it back up. No, error 00, and I'm like, okay, oh, all right, calm down. Maybe my computer, I haven't like shut it off for a while because I've been working on some projects. Let me save those projects and restart the computer. No, so I
just
restart the
it
computer.
just
I'm
said
sitting here
no.
and I'm like, maybe there's like a problem with Zoom itself. Maybe it's not on my end. I pull up Zoom, and it in the 2 minutes of time that it took me to do all those things, the number of Zoom complaints had spiked over 400% from the baseline of whether or not it's like messed up. So I was like, yeah, it's on Zoom. So here we are, a little bit late, but we are ready to rock. Um,
Have a great time.
yeah, I'm too
Left
lazy to
being.
do plugs. I don't want to do plugs today.
Hey, guys, check us out on Twitch, YouTube,
Yeah, the places with
Instagram, Facebook,
videos,
Twitter,
social media.
TikTok,
Hello.
website, paperdanger.com.
Welcome to the chat, Alex. This is the first time here. This is our talk show that we run on Thursdays about the Dungeons and Dragons game that we play on Mondays. Oh, hello, Lydia. I hope you are feeling better. Lydia's been a bit under the weather. Um, uh, hope you're feeling a bit better today, Lydia. Um, but yeah, Monday. Because screw gosh dang plugs. We don't need them. It's a
Yeah,
Thursday.
it's
We're
fine.
late. No one
It's
cares.
fine. It's table scraps.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's table
we do
scraps.
what we want here.
It's not very entertaining. Plugs are boring and lame. Um, yeah, Monday we had the finale of Between the Rows, Sins of the Father. And so many technical issues. We've been doing so well for
Yeah, we
technical.
I remember. So I was at work
Mm-hmm.
um while uh while we were supposed to go live. And I remember looking at my phone, I'm like, man, like we haven't gone live yet.
Yeah,
That's kind of
I
weird.
thought
And
we
I
were
check
good.
like the Discord. It's like, hey guys, like Grant's posted, like, hey guys, having some issues
The
with getting
file
the
corrupted.
video, processed. We'll be live like 30 minutes late ish. It's like, oh, okay, well that's kind of unfortunate, but it'll probably be fine.
Yep.
And then
But
it
I
comes
didn't even
around, it's
know.
like, and then it's
So
like, yeah,
so
oh
I
boy,
I was so I had only gotten an hour of sleep the night before, and Lydia was throwing a Halloween party. I'm like, I'm gonna try to be there for the Halloween party. I'm gonna take a nap. I took like a 4 hour nap after I got off of work. Woke up. I like opened one eye, and then I don't remember anything until the next morning. So I immediately passed out again. So I had no idea. Apparently, we started like 2 hours later or something like
yeah,
that. And
yeah.
so I was like, oh, he never sent another message. So it probably just took like 30 minutes. And then he was like, yeah, man, like it didn't get done until like 2 in the morning. And I'm like, what do you mean it didn't get done? I know that it was a longer episode, but I didn't think that it was that long. He's like, no, he just started late. I'm like, how late?
Yep.
um,
Yeah,
and
it was
and
it was
then
brutal.
it didn't even like finish.
Yes. Wait,
The end got cut off.
uh-huh. So if it, like I would and see the funny thing, right? Like Grant didn't even realize at first. And so like literally the next day, I because I was not I did not want to stay up that late
Yo,
either
you are
to watch
good.
the whole thing. Like props to Grant for being a trooper, getting through the stream. I'm not that strong. But anyways, but I didn't know what the end, like the actual like ending with all the characters and stuff like that was, because with BTR we do like the posts, kind of what does the character do afterwards,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't know what happened with everybody.
So yeah, so you went to go look
And
at
so
it.
I went to watch the end to see what happened. Plus, there's usually like a really cool animation and like kind of
Mm-hmm.
monologue that is gets put that you and Grant put together. So I'm like, this would be great. And then it just I'm like
It just
scrolling
ends.
through. I'm like, hold on, there's something's not quite right here. I get to the end. It's just like, and it's in like the middle of like we're like at the very tail end of
We're
like the
like
climactic
about to win.
combat, and it just cuts off with the stream ending, and I was like, huh?
Something's
I like
wrong.
I like did I miss it? Did I skip over something? I go back. I'm like, no, it just jumps. And
I
so
think I
I
have it
text I
on
text
me.
Grant. I text Grant.
If
I'm
you're
like, hey,
interested.
you have it?
Yeah, I can do a dramatic retelling of what the last monologues are if you want.
I mean,
I don't really
I am
have
not
anything else planned for today.
I'm not opposed to it. We should talk about all that happened in the episode before we do that, though. I feel.
Oh, so
I
lame.
mean, yeah,
Okay, okay.
yes, but
I'll be 100%
also
honest.
spoiler warning:
Yes.
if you haven't seen the finale of BTR, leave now.
This is what we talk about on Thursdays. It's spoiler central over here on Table Scraps.
Yeah,
So all of you headed to the in between. Woke up. None of you died. It was great. Hello, Spaff. It is nice to have you back in chat. I know that you've been super busy lately. It's good to have you back. I'm so bummed. I missed your stream. I was asleep again.
I mean that is what you
So-
do.
I,
You eat, sleep, and go to work.
I'm so tired of sleeping and missing like everything.
I'm
um,
tired of sleeping.
I love sleeping. Um, but it's so sad because I miss so many things when I'm asleep. Also, that is okay, Tardy. It is a spoiler center. If you want to avoid them, that is completely your prerogative.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
but yeah, everyone
Go for it.
heads to the in between. They're at the flip side version of Sawyer Blakely's old hangout, a half buried train car in the woods. Um, and First off, they find Sawyer. What's left of her?
What's left of her?
Yes,
Yes, which
Sawyer
is just brutal
is.
because
Yeah,
I did not expect her to be dead.
yeah, yep. So before the stream, like before we even started recording, Lydia was like, "I want Sawyer to be like my mentor," and I was like, "Yeah, totally makes sense." She's like, "I also kind of want Sawyer to be dead." I was like, "Okay, let's go."
Wait, so Lydia was the one who
Oh
made
yeah,
that
that was on
decision?
Lydia. Yeah, 100%.
Wow, that's crazy. That's real
um,
interesting.
100%. Yeah, no, I look.
Although I
I would
suppose it does
not.
make more sense now, considering the fact that like Clara like interacts with dead people,
Mm-hmm.
not alive people.
Absolutely.
So
And I was like, I would not kill a mentor that is a previous player's character unless asked to do so.
uh-huh. Hmm.
Um, but yeah, so Sawyer, all that was left was bones. And then Sawyer's mom, who biggest plot that no one saw that one coming. Um,
No, yeah.
they were like, this random NPC. This is
Who is this?
who is
Yeah,
this
who is
old
this lady
lady?
in the in between?
But there's a very touching moment as Clara. Sorry, I don't know what it is with Lydia's characters' names, but all of them mesh into one like pool of name, and then I just
Yeah.
kind of I like dip a cup in and pull out, and I just have to hope. Like I'm like, yeah, it's,
we just hope it's the same thing. Blakely, Aubrey,
Abrarely. That's the one. Um, but very touching scene as Clara finally accepts the like spirit energy that she's got going on.
Mhm,
Allows Sawyer to briefly possess her, say goodbye
mhm,
to her mom, and help out the party a little bit. She
mhm.
gets a deck of cards that have, perhaps some consequences that won't be seen until 2 seasons from now.
So, can I ask, what are those deck of
Oh,
cards?
okay. So, in terms of Dungeons and Dragons, they are Luba's Taraka deck of souls.
Okay.
Um, Luba was a famous Vistani seer who used those cards to like obviously do Taraka deck stuff and like tell the future and predict things. She also trapped like demons within the high deck, um, the major arcana in of Taraka. Um, and so Dungeons and Dragons mechanics wise, when you pull a card and you pull a face card, then there's a chance that the like soul of whatever creature was trapped in that card is released.
Okay.
Um, so which happened. Lydia pulled a face card, and I got to have a setup for another season, so that's nice. um,
Yeah, that's okay. Interesting.
and
I
it's
because I
it's a
never
good.
I have never like I didn't even know that this was like a magic item.
It's a real
So
thing.
like I was very confused.
Oh yeah, it's awesome. The it is a full on artifact. It has it's so sometimes artifacts frustrate me in D&D because they either feel like, oh my god, this thing is absolutely absurd, or it's like, I mean, it's fine. And Lupus Troglodyte is good. Like it's good. Um,
Hmm.
like the major and minor benefits at minimum are good, but the like ability to give someone with no saving throw if they are within like 5 feet of you or whatever, if you can like touch them, advantage or disadvantage on everything they do for an hour
Uh-huh.
is wild. Like
Uh-huh.
that's a really strong ability.
Uh-huh.
Um, I do wish that it did like one more thing, even if it was just like you can cast augury,
Uh-huh.
like
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
would be better. But it just feels very one dimensional, and I like my art. It's the same reason that I get frustrated when like legendary items. Oh, yo, I'm gonna say Gurasan, because there's a so many consonants in the first half. Hresvelger Gurasan. um, it is awesome to see people catching up through like our older stuff, instead of just the
Yeah.
the old rig. I
And
mean,
thank
we
you
love the
for
old
the
regulars
compliments.
too.
We greatly appreciate that.
Absolutely. Are you a YouTube person or a podcast person? This is the question
That
for our
that is an
stats.
important question actually.
Our
Grant
stats
will
we
want to
need to
know.
know. But yeah, it is super awesome to see you. As a warning, we are talking about spoilers about the Between the Rose season that we've got going on. So
Not the main campaign,
yeah,
but
not the main
just
campaign, the side series that we do for Halloween. Yes, YouTube. Sorry, Drew.
I mean, hey, I mean, to be fair, I prefer YouTube as a whole as well. However, I do have a little bit of
A spot in
partial
your heart.
towards the podcast people since I'm the person who edits the
Yep.
podcast.
Yep.
Also, I'm sorry to all those who watch the podcast and hate me for being late,
I
but
mean,
at least I'm better than Grant.
y'all got a lot of stuff going on. It's whatever, you know.
Although
We've
to be
got
fair, it has been
lives to
nice.
live.
We've had a bit of a break on main campaign episodes, which has
Mm-hmm.
given me some more time to kind of work on that and make sure
It's
to catch
almost
up.
like
So
it's exactly as planned.
almost like it's
It
exactly.
isn't,
Yes, that's right.
but
It is. Yeah, that's right. We're just pretending that
yeah,
we know what's
ooh,
going on.
absolutely. If you just kind of lie about it, no one will ever
Yeah, exactly.
know. Man, that is 2 first-time chatters today. That's pretty cool.
Hey,
Um,
look at that.
oh shoot, but oh yeah,
What
but
were we talking about?
a
We're talking about the
legendary.
deck.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I get frustrated sometimes. Legendary items. The only prerequisite is that it has to give a +3. A +3 sword is a legendary item,
Mm-hmm.
but Staff of Power
Mm-hmm.
is a very rare because it's only a
Uh-huh.
+2.
+2, but
So
it
you
does
could
like a
have a
crazy amount of stuff.
+3 like long sword, and that is technically rarer than the Staff of Power that lets you cast like 6th level spells. It gives you a Staff of Power alone is a character.
I mean, yeah, it is actually like
Like,
100%. I mean, we should okay. So let's
ooh,
see.
that is a
What
good
exactly
question,
does?
Lydia. Thanks for policing that. I would love to know how you found us. My TikTok, money on TikTok. It's almost
I
always
mean, well,
TikTok.
they say they watch on YouTube, so
Well, yeah, but
maybe
how did they find us?
maybe they, you know what? Maybe they found us via shorts.
Oh, okay. I've never heard of it. Oh my goodness, 3 first-time chatters today. Damiano Danger Doodle. That is a fantastic
Okay, that's a
name.
really, really cool
That's
name.
really good.
Oh,
Um,
so it's kind of a tongue twister.
yeah, Domiano Danger Doodle.
So let's see. Okay, so Aaron, let's see. So spells you can cast with Staff of Power. Cone of Cold, Fireball, Gloom of
Maybe it's
Vulnerability,
only
Hold
fifth
Monster,
level
Levitate,
spells.
Lightning Bolt, Magic Missile, Ravenfield, Wall of Force.
I think it's up to fifth level because that's what the fireball is cast at.
So, because well, let's see. Cone of Cold is a six
Is
level
it?
spell though. I think it's a
I
six
think
level
it.
spell.
But yeah, so that's Oh, yo, it's through Lydia's TikTok. Awesome. Thanks again, Lydia, for being
Oof.
very good at your job. Um, but yeah, uh, magic items, they need help. I've been considering like putting together some kind of supplement that deals with like
I
first
don't
of
know. Cone of
all
Cold is fifth
just in
level.
general like gold and like item obtainment. Um, you know, Danger Doodle also found us through Lydia's TikTok. Our sole source of new people is
So
through
so
Lydia's
is not even
TikTok.
okay. So and to clarify, not our TikToks that Lydia has made,
No,
Lydia's
no, like Lydia's
TikToks.
TikTok. Yeah, absolutely. We would be
Well,
lost.
hey Lydia, thank you again for all that you do in helping and supporting the show. Thank you for being a cast member, and thank you for making TikToks
The
that
piece
give
of
us more
driftwood
viewers.
that this drowning stream clings to.
And talking about magic items, Aaron.
Yeah, back to the
So
boring
personally,
stuff.
I've been trying to look at through more magic items that like have been released.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've been thinking a lot about my campaign 2 character recently, and I've been trying to figure out like good items to pursue in campaign 2 if the option is available. Um, which is kind of exciting, but
Oh
I
yeah,
have to hold myself back because like I get
absolutely.
really
Yeah,
excited about my character. I'm
and
like,
then it's like,
wait,
well,
wait,
we're
like
still one. We're still
that's like
one.
a year to 2 years away. Like I
Yeah, we've
can't
got a ways to
hold
go.
myself back. Control, keep
Um,
control.
yeah, I've been considering putting together like almost like a spreadsheet of cost and like a system of both creating, buying, and selling items, be it magical or mundane,
Hmm.
based off of the cost of a health potion.
Based off of
Because
the fact that you can buy a common health potion for 50
well, yeah,
gold.
but if you yeah, and if you look at like the DM's guide when it's like how much does it cost to make magic items, um, it just doesn't make any sense. It's like absolutely bonkers. But a health potion is considered a magic item. It's
Yeah.
definitely way more expensive to make than it is to buy. So why don't they just go off of the standard cost of a health potion, base everything off of that? Because there's also no reason that plate mail should be like 1,000 gold. It's like ridiculously expensive.
Yeah,
And then you
I would agree.
like the step below plate, like half plate, which is half of plate mail, is like I don't know, like 30. Whatever. Like what? What is
What are you
going
gonna do?
on?
Yeah. I
Um
mean, that's why I mean, although I don't think we have ever, like, at least
no.
like for May campaign, have ever like followed that kind of
No, no,
stuff.
no. I have never played in a game where someone bought a suit of plate mail. The DM just is like, yeah, you either A, you just have plate mail, or B,
You
you
just
just
get
find
yeah,
some plate mail.
uh-huh.
Like,
Like literally, like you just talk to your DM and be like, "Hey, I want some plate mail." I was like, great. You go to the armory. There's some plate mail. Congratulations.
nice. Done.
It's like solid. Woo.
It's yeah,
Hashtag
so
18 AC at level 1.
yeah, when we have when my life slows down, I have a bit more time. That's one of the projects that I want to work on. Is like a whole compendium of figuring out the costs of stuff. Because obviously, like non-magical things should be less expensive than magical things.
Right.
So, and also crafting in D&D is incredibly hard in fifth edition, and so I want
Hmm.
to come up with a system for that. Figure out like cost wise, like how much money can be supplemented with like resources and like things that you harvest from magic creatures and stuff like that. But yeah, so that's a thing that I want to do. But
Yeah. Anyway, that's a sidetrack for another
I
day
got distracted.
conversation. Yeah.
So the party
BTR.
meets Sawyer's mom. Sawyer's mom gives item. Everyone's like,
Yep.
sweet. And then Sawyer is like, all right, you need to go over there. And they're just like, okay. So they go over there. Bunch of spooky stuff going on. They make it. They solve a little puzzle. Fun little puzzle. It has all of the gosh dang rhyming couplets. That's what they're called.
Yes. The yes.
That the party has learned up until this point that kind of tells a chronological story of
Uh huh.
what has happened, what has happened, but slightly less long ago, and what is happening now. Thoughts on that?
I really, personally speaking, I really enjoyed that whole thing. One, kind of the process of us figuring out where to go and how to get there was really interesting. Although I was very confused for a moment, but
Mm-hmm.
we got there, we did it. But then the puzzle stuff, I really enjoyed it. One, how you solve the puzzle, I think is really really good, just because it's straightforward and simple, but it's still not just easy.
Yeah, and you have to like
Um,
make some like logical jumps to be
uh
like,
huh,
okay, so clearly this had to have happened afterwards, and we were part of this event, so this has to
uh huh.
happen last.
Uh-huh.
Stuff like
And
that.
you have just a little bit of fun metagaming in there
Mm-hmm.
as the players.
Yep.
Um but yeah, no, it was really cool and really fun. And kind of like solidified, like, because like we got all these things, but we never put a lot of thought into like what exactly they all meant for sure, like in regards to like how they correlated with each other, if they're connected at all, if they weren't.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the things like the things with like the Beast of 71, like obviously all of us recognize that, okay,
Yep.
that's referring to what happened in BTR season 2 with Chicago.
Hey, hey, we got
But
we got some people who are watching some episode 2 and 3 on podcast.
hey, let's go.
Also, I will
I
say, Danger Doodle. If you would like, feel free to. For sure, we have a Discord. If and this goes for anyone can join the Discord. We have a like a plug yourself channel. What's a self promo? We would love to like for you to plug your Twitch game and stuff on there. We like to support anyone that we can, especially like small D&D streamers and stuff like that. We have a pretty great community, so at least some people will stop by.
hold on a second, Aaron.
Yeah.
Our most recent main campaign episode, that was episode 9, right?
Yes. I
I think
think
I think that's right.
maybe. I don't know.
I was just because I was just now looking at the podcast to, and I'm actually fairly up to date, which I'm
Yeah,
proud of.
baby, this is what we're here for.
This is what we're here for.
I'm
Yeah,
so
because
proud of
I'm
you.
only one episode behind, which means I should work on that probably today, because I have some time today.
Yeah.
That way, then people have plenty of time to watch it before Monday,
Mm-hmm.
because Monday
Then we're back
back to
in
main
it.
campaign.
Um,
Anyway, that's a
gotta finish.
sidetrack.
Gotta finish. So as you solve the puzzle, you solve the puddle, you drown. Um,
We are out of it, Aaron.
dude, I missed class today. I had a. This is off topic. I'm sorry. I'm in an art class that was technically today. And I knew that I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it there because the only time that I had 2 drawings that I needed to do, and I knew that the only time that I would be available to do them was at midnight last night. And so I'm like, okay, and each one of them take about 2 hours to do. So I'm like, it's hitting like 4 a.m. I like can't see the paper that I'm drawing stuff on, and I'm like, we're just gonna set the alarm and hope. Cut to roughly 11 o'clock today when I actually wake up, and my class was at 9:30. Um, so yeah, I'm pretty tired. But you know we're doing fine. We're living. Anyway, you solve the puzzle. You unlock a kind of gateway towards the big ash tree that is on top of this like plateaued hill
Yeah.
of farmland where the Doulahan resides, and you are given the knowledge that only 2 can be in there at one point in time. 2 members of the party can be there. You can have less. You can have 0, 1, or 2. You cannot have 3. And so 2 of you go to fight the oh geez, what was his name? Tomeo Alisair, which stands
Yes.
for Fear Lives.
Mhm.
A little hint to, or a little side comment on the fact that your enemy is Terror, the one that got
Mhm.
away in the previous season.
Uh-huh.
Um, as the armies of the in between begin to encroach on your position, your character heads in there and starts Rubik's cubing basically the jar that contains Death's soul. Um, succeed admirably. Good work.
Hey, yeah,
You did it.
We try, you know.
In the meantime, DJ is just getting slaughtered.
Oh yeah, just absolutely wrecked.
In true
Vincent
paladin
Vincent
fashion,
is trying his best to help out,
absolutely, that little
but
robot monkey is just out there.
I was
Living.
I was really hoping that like we could clutch it out and all survive, you know.
You know, I expected everyone to live.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah.
I expect everyone to live. I'm like, so at one point in time, this is the biggest spoiler. So if you don't want spoilers, close your ears, take off your headphones, keep the stream running, but just minimize it.
Yeah, just give us
turn your sound down, whatever you want. Oh geez, what was DJ's character's name? I'm struggling. Elliot. I'm like, yeah. Sam, CJ. No. Elliot gets knocked unconscious. And I'm like, okay, that's fair. And he's on the ground. And I'm like, this is terror. He's like the worst.
Yeah, just the worst.
And so he would strike him while he's down, like while he's unconscious, to really drive home the fact that they should be afraid of this person. I don't know if I'll outright kill him. There's a chance.
Yeah.
Also, oh geez, where's the? Oh, there it is. Is it on the ground here?
And Aaron, I do think, first of all, I definitely think you succeeded in making us all scared of him. Because you best believe I don't think any of us actually felt like we could fight him. Which I think led to
Yeah.
Which led to.
I'm sorry. Could you please repeat that? I had my headphone out.
Oh yeah. Hold on a second. Lydia sent me a text.
Nice.
Oh goodness, Lydia. That's so horrible. Oh, Grant is a terrible person.
Oh man.
Anyway, but literally we are all we are all terrified of him.
Good.
None of us thought that we could fight him. However, I think that actually is the downfall of why Elliot died is because okay. So this was my tactical brain.
So you're saying that this is your fault?
No. Not my fault. But I do think as a group we let the emotions get to us a little bit, and we were all kind of tired.
Mm-hmm.
And because honestly speaking, I thought we had it in the bag. We just needed to keep our cool, not get too worked up, and we had it. And then people got worked up, they made emotional decisions, and then people died.
I see. This is the true.
And
this is Drew operating purely on robotic instinct. His
100%.
drive to game.
100%. Because literally, I think, personally speaking, the only reason that Elliot died is because you scared the pants off us with terror.
I mean, yeah. Okay, first off, I want to be clear here. All right? This was not a fight that was, like, balanced.
Oh, no.
Not anywhere close. In fact, the creature that I used for terror in this circumstance, because I was scrolling through, I was like, should I homebrew it? Should I use one that already exists? And so I was searching through all my books, and then I found one that fit almost perfectly what terror had already been shown to be able to do by causing, like, in 1871 he caused like a mass illusion that caused people to like become afraid of their own companions and see them as like threats and fight each other and stuff like that. Very Crown of Madnessy. And then I was going through the Eberron book,
as you do. Yep, good old Eberron.
And I found a monster. It's one of my favorite monsters because it is one of the only ones that I think really lives up to its challenge rating, that's really hard to find in 5th edition, because challenge rating is so
Weird.
inaccurate.
It's just weird.
Yeah, Lydia, you were wiped. At the end of the episode, I could see you. I'm like, I don't think Lydia's awake right now.
Well, yeah, literally, like the last hour and a half, I'm like, okay, we gotta wrap this up quickly, otherwise Lydia's gonna Lydia's just gonna die on stream.
So, for terror, I used an overlord from Eberron named Rock Tulkesh.
Great.
Known as the Keeper of Secrets and the Queen of Shadows. She embodies fear and superstition surrounding magic, from malevolent warlocks to mad wizards, from deadly curses to magical power that draws those who wield it deeper into darkness. She has a challenge rating 28.
Yeah, that's
I think
fair.
that's more than Tarask level, isn't it? Isn't Tarask like 26?
Oh shoot, what is the Tarask?
24?
No, because like even like an ancient dragon is like around 24.
I don't know. To the monster manual. If I can get the monster manual out of its case.
Also, I love it how we both have our monster manuals like right next to us.
Well, yeah, this is what we do. We're the ones who look at the numbers, Drew.
That's right. Tarask, there it is, 286.
I went too far.
Let's see. Challenge rating 30.
Challenge rating 30. So it's 2 CR.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Tarask.
I was gonna say 30, but for some reason that felt like that did feel too high.
I'm not gonna lie. I think that it's harder to kill than a Tarask. I think that it's legitimately stronger than a Tarask. I think that the Tarask is a little too high of a CR.
If we're being honest, I think challenge rating 30 for a Tarask, I think is.
If the Tarask had a ranged attack, it would be a different story.
Yeah, but it's just like, honestly, Tarasks are very cool and they're very dangerous and deadly. They're kind of overrated.
They're just big dinosaurs.
Yeah, they're
not even as big as it should be. And no,
yes, with 5e,
it does not have a ranged attack. You could literally a commoner with a magic bow could kill it as long as they crit reliably. Like if they don't, like
as long as your name is Hannah or DJ.
Yeah, if you get a Thrycreen with a magic bow, a commoner Thrycreen with a magic bow that just crits reliably can kill a Tarask every time. Like literally, they just run and fire a bow. Like then it's like, oh no.
Although, what is the move speed of the Tarask? Like 60 feet, 80 feet,
something like that. I closed my book like a fool.
I did as well.
Movement speed of 40 feet.
40
feet.
Wow, really?
I mean, yeah, it's really big. That means it's slow, right?
I mean, yeah, but that also means that, like, since it's really big, it has a really, like, large stride, you know?
If you are beyond 120 feet from the Tarask, there's literally nothing it can do. Because the closest thing that it has is Frightful Presence. That's the longest range. Frightful Presence has 120 feet, and all it does is it fear.
Right, which means you can't get closer to it.
Yeah, so if you're
which you don't want to do anyway,
60 feet away with a commoner like Thrycreen that doesn't have to sleep with a magic bow, enough time you can kill it.
Yeah, just give them an oath bow.
Yeah. I mean, literally just a magic bow of like shimmer. Like it just has to look pretty and count as a magic weapon, and you're good.
Magic bow of magicness.
Meanwhile, Rak Tulkesh, technically a fiend. It has a 23 natural armor, but it goes up to a 25 against ranged attacks. It has almost 500 health. Has a speed of 40, a climb of 40, and a fly of 80.
That sucks.
It is proficient in Strength, Con, Wisdom, and Charisma saving throws. The lowest stat it has is a 19 in Dex, and the highest it has is a 29 in Strength. It's proficient in Athletics, Intimidation, Perception, resistant to Cold, Fire, Lightning, immune to poison, bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing from non-magical. Immune to charmed, exhausted, frightened, paralyzed, poisoned, stunned. It has true sight up to 120 feet, passive perception of 24, and telepathy up to 120 feet. It
Wow.
crits on a 19 or 20 and rolls the damage dice 3 times instead of twice.
Yeah.
Uh,
Which really just for us means you get max damage and then you roll twice.
Oh wait, also I was reading the wrong one. Sul Katesh is the Queen of Shadows. Rock Tulkesh is the Rage of War. That drives many to battle. Fear, greed, hatred. These are the seeds of the Rage of War. So yeah, it's great.
Rage of War.
At will, detect thoughts, dispel magic, spirit guardians once per day. Banishing smite, blinding smite, and staggering smite. 3 legendary resistances, magic resistance, whirlwind of weapons, which I did not include. I left this off. In a 10-foot radius, a magical aura of weapons surrounds Rock Tulkesh, and at the start of each of his turns, any other creature in the aura takes 4d6 force damage. It has a weapon attack, multi-attack with 4 attacks.
The 4 attacks is really brutal.
It can spawn a melee weapon or a ranged weapon. The melee weapon has a range of 10 feet, reach of 10 feet, deals 3d12 plus 9 force damage with a plus 17 to hit. The ranged weapon has a plus 12 to hit and only does 3d8 plus 4 force damage, but has a range of 150, long range of 600. Also, glad to have you in the Discord, Danger Doodle.
This guy is brutal.
Yeah. Legendary actions. It can make 1 weapon attack for 1 legendary action. For 2 legendary actions, it can cast Dispel Magic. It just says End Magic. It's just what it does. And then for 3 actions, it can Provoke Rage. Each creature within 60 feet of Rock Tulkesh must succeed on a DC 24 Wisdom save or use its reaction to make a melee attack weapon against a random creature within reach. If no creatures are within reach, it makes a ranged weapon attack against a random creature within range, throwing its weapon if necessary. This attack is made with advantage and gains a +4 bonus to the damage roll.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
it basically just flies 80 feet of speed at a time. It just yeets like blades of death. This is
okay.
I don't know if you can see very
just
well.
saying.
This is what it looks like.
Okay, that's terrifying.
Yeah, it's awesome, is what it is.
Yeah, I was gonna say I kind of wish we fought that.
You kind of did.
But just saying, with all of that, and we only lost 1 party member at level 11.
Oh yeah, and so there were a couple of things that I was like, I can't just throw it. I'm going to balance it, kind of. So I'm like, when so death, the Dullahan operated in different phases. So first phase, once you unlocked the soul, what happened in the first phase? You no longer took passive damage at the start of the round.
Right.
So like the legions of the Pattersons rose up and fought the encroaching army, meaning that they were no longer focused on you. Mm-hmm. The second phase. So
also, side note, at least in my head, that's super sick. The idea of a bunch of farmers, just generations of farmers, just fighting an undead army.
Absolutely. They're like, "Hoo boy, I've been waiting my whole life for this. Yeehaw!" And then you just pull out like an old timey musket.
Yep. Yeah.
So then, second phase. So once you open it, once you get the soul like out there, which is Clara's job. Marge, get the pitchfork. We're going hunting. Woohoo!
Thank you, Maz.
That's very much the Patterson vibe, to be fair. Second phase, if the aura had been going, like if I was like, this seems a little too easy, maybe I overestimated. I was going to have the blade aura be a thing. Blade aura gets disarmed at stage 2, and it is immediately dealt, I think it's 200 damage. And it loses one of its multi-attacks. As the Dullahan reclaims his scythe.
Right.
And then stage 3, which is when Sam, using basically the Dullahan's lineage, fully nullifies the pact keeping him here. Then you have a single round of paralyze,
Right.
where everyone can kind of do what they want. So I was like, I would love to just throw a bunch of like a CR28 creature with passive AoE effects because of the battlefield at a group of like level 12 people. I also have to have some form of a show.
Somebody has to walk away.
But to be fair, you did deal around half of its health. So
That's not too bad, all things considered.
Before the well, no, I think you did about before the paralyze. I think that you had dealt maybe 25%, probably more like 20% of its health. Because once again, you were split up. You only had 2 people.
Well, yeah, because like, yeah, we weren't really focusing him.
It was
as
survive,
much.
Do the puzzle, which is good. That's what I wanted it to be.
Yeah, it was focus on freeing the Dullahan, and then we can all survive.
And honestly, I did expect Elliot to go down because he's Elliot and like a paladin, and he's going to be the one in the closest to the range with the least ability to like reduce damage
to leave.
Or run away. So I'm like, he's probably going to go down. And I was like, I've never dealt enough damage before to full on one-shot kill someone. But there's a first time for everything, so let me just double check and see. And yes, Elliot was a padlock.
Oh boy, yeah. That was.
Speaking of fun little things, I actually had everyone kind of got a new magic item in the last episode. But I wanted to. The only one that was variable, like I knew, like you had already gotten the Thunder Cannon. I knew that Lydia was getting the Traka Deck of Souls. I knew Grant was getting the Flail, the Devotee's Censer. DJ's was variable, depending on certain rules. So there was the contest with Terror that was basically a contested intimidation to see who can gain ownership of the blade. I for some reason I kind of assumed that Elliot was proficient in intimidation. He let me down on that one. Obviously, Elliot did not succeed. So he ended up with the Moonblade, which is a super fun magic item. It's variable in strength because it gains strength the more people who have wielded it. For each person, it gains another rune up to like 7 at base level. Luckily, Lydia had rolled a 6, and it has a +1, so he had all 7 starting runes available. Hello, Hal. Welcome to Table Scraps. It's good to see you. We don't get to talk too much anymore. Everyone's super busy. It's nice to have you here.
It's no longer the summertime. Therefore, everyone is either at work or school.
So, if Elliot had succeeded and maintained ownership of Death's Scythe, then I would have given him the magic item Black Razor. One of my favorite magic items. It's another. So in the monster in the DM's guide, that's what it is, not the monster manual. There is a list of like examples of sentient weapons.
Oh, okay.
So both. That's not that. DM's guide.
That's the wrong book. That's for the players.
Where's my DM's guide? Player's Handbook, Eberron, Monster Manual, that one. Not a DM's guide. Where's my book? Oh. I have too many shelves. Found it. Black Razor. It's in the sentient magic item list. Right next to Moonblade, actually. And it's pretty rad. It's super interesting, in my opinion. Black Razor.
Black Razor.
It's a great sword. +3 greatsword. still technically only a legendary because it's +3. Devour Soul, whenever you reduce a creature's 0 hit points, straight up the creature is just automatically killed unless it's a construct or undead. And then if they die in that way, they can only be restored to life by a wish spell. And then it gives them the owner temporary hit points equal to the slain creature's hit point maximum.
Wow.
Yeah. Black Razor, you just don't die. And as long as you have those temporary hit points, you have advantage on attack rolls, saving throws, and ability checks. And they last for 24 hours. So if you straight up kill like a creature with 100 health, you land the final blow, you immediately have 100 bonus health. It's pretty sick, but it really sucks against undead.
Yes, it does. It heals undead.
Yep. You take a D10, they regain a D10 hit points. And then if you die because of that, it devours your soul. You are aware of the presence of tiny or larger creatures within 60 feet of you that aren't constructs or undead, and you can't be charmed or frightened. And the sword can cast haste on you and maintains concentration for it. So the sword decides you get haste spell now. Pretty sick.
How do you do that? How do you mechanically? How does that work in game?
Well, I would say either A, the player asks me, aka Black Razor, Black Razor, any help? Help me, please. And then I, as a DM, decide, I don't know, does Black Razor want to help? I may ask you for a persuasion roll or something along those lines. Or there would definitely be times where I would just say, hey, so-and-so. Like if you had to be like, hey, Drew, Black Razor casts haste on you. And you'll be like, what? Why? I'm like, you don't know yet. Or if something agitates Black Razor or really wants you to kill something or wants to maintain the vessel's life and existence, those are the times when it would cast haste. But yeah, so that's Black Razor. I was really hoping he would succeed, but he lost the contest. Not surprisingly, I should say, it has a +17 to intimidation.
Right,
checks,
to intimidation versus DJ's like +2.
Yeah, that's tough. I would need to roll real bad, real often.
You basically you guys would need like it would be the ultimate like DJ rolls ridiculously high consistently because it's DJ
would need to kick into overdrive.
Yeah, and like the Aaron Cleberad curse, would really have to
honestly
show up.
I think that the curse has been reduced because I'm not the one who I don't use my own dice anymore.
I was gonna say it does seem that your curse has been maybe not quite lifted, but
right
lightened.
Now I'm playing a kind of busted character when it comes to stats. So even when I do roll bad, it's like everyone roll initiative. I roll 2 and I still end up with a 15.
Yeah, right.
When you're playing a character like that, it's almost hard to mess it up. But yeah, so the fight goes on. Elliot gets straight up sliced.
Yeah, he does.
He gets full on murdered. But eventually you guys do manage to succeed. You free the Doulahan for better or for worse. And you finally dispose of the remaining twin between Terror and Torment. By the way, if it wasn't figured out, Torment was who you killed in season 1.
Right. Yeah.
He had returned after the events of season 2, in the same way that Terror did to attempt to dispose of his father and then take his power. But you stopped him then, and then you stopped Terror this season.
Woo!
So yeah, so that was fun. Do you want me to read the stuff that no one got to hear?
I would love it. So if for people who've joined a little late, we discussed this at the beginning of Table Scraps today, that there were some technical difficulties with the finale. Specifically, we started super late and the ending got cut off. So basically, pretty much at the end of the climax of the fight, it just kind of ended. So if it wasn't obvious by our conversation, we won. We succeeded.
We did it.
We
and
did.
By we, I mean they. I was like there.
Yes. with only one casualty.
Yeah. That's pretty
Um,
good for Between the Rose.
yeah, for Between the Rows, that's right. That this is in
Next
fact this is the
season,
least number of deaths ever.
next season is TPK time.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
get to
exactly.
episode 2 next season.
Yeah, exactly. We have first season average number of deaths.
Yeah,
Second
you're
season
pretty
average number
strong.
of deaths. Third season least number of deaths.
Fourth
Pretty
season,
good. Fourth
we
season
don't
just
make it past
absolute.
episode 1.
Yeah,
We
everyone
get
just
an
dies.
hour into episode 1 and everyone's dead. That's the goal. So as
Honestly,
everyone
I'm here for it.
knows, or well, not everyone, but those who have seen previous seasons know, I like to do a kind of where are they now, like an '80s football movie, where they're like, Jaquan LaFondo became a school teacher and lived out his days before contracting and beating brain cancer and dying from old age at the healthy age of 96. Like, as we can answer that question real quick, Danger Doodle. How long have we been playing / streaming? We've been streaming for almost 3 years. Has it been 3 years?
I mean, so we've been streaming for a little over 2 years now. We are working on the third year of streaming currently.
How long have we been playing? This group, obviously, a little longer than 2 years. Yeah. But I have been playing since my freshman year of high school. Maybe around my freshman. Well, it might have been. I think it was around freshman year of high school. So for me, that would be almost 9 years.
Yeah. The first time I played, I think it was either my sophomore or junior year of high school. I can't remember for sure. But the first time I actually ever played D&D was actually playing 4th edition with my uncle and cousins. I played an Eladrin Warlock.
Ooh.
And was really, really cool. It was really rad.
That's where you started to be edgy.
That's where I started. That's right. That's where the edge began. But yeah, that was the first time I ever actually played D&D. And then not too long after that was when my first 5th edition campaign with a couple friends from high school. I played
a single episode. That's what I call it now that we stream. I played like a single session of 4th edition. I don't even remember what I played in it. But like then immediately after that, I started playing 5th edition. There was like no time spent in 4th. But yeah, I've been DMing / playing for around 9, almost 10 years.
Yeah, so let's see. Okay, so that would be
for the most part all in 5th.
So yeah, so like 5 to 6 years for myself of playing.
But at the end of Between the Rows, we like to do a little recap of where the players go and what all happens to them. This one, since we ended a bit abruptly, it actually has kind of a prologue and an epilogue before and after the character stuff. So, as the sun set on the quartet-made trio, they dry their tears and march to the waking world. Body of the fallen in tow. My writing is terrible, my light is dim. Working alongside the society, the greatest tragedy in Rocks Creek's history would be written off as a mass gas leak causing widespread hallucinations and mania. But no matter how hard one clings to a lie, it won't bring back the dead. Over time, the memories fade in all but a small group of heroes. Their stories were only just beginning. So, with the knowledge of his true heritage, Sam, of terror in the direct lineage of death, Sam had found his purpose and motivation. He returned to college to finish his degree, all the while acting as a liaison between the society and the in-between. But for the child of terror, the trial had only just begun. For when the wind would quiet, Sam could hear scraps of names on the wind, and his soul would be pulled home, back into the in-between. Clara would return to the funeral home. With her mother still recovering, her workload only increased. There were many bodies to bury. One of these bodies she would ensure would not be laid to rest in the same grave as she had chosen before, but instead next to his parents, warriors who all met the same fate. Now free of her ghosts, Clara would search for the friend she lost and find him closer than expected. Not one, but two souls watching over a grieving and broken man, accompanied only by the sound of a baseball thrown to an empty catcher's box. CJ.
Wow. That's really
that was rough.
sad.
That's a callback and sad.
That's wow.
CJ would also return to college would return in tow with degrees in both mechanical and electrical engineering. Just as his father and grandfather did, CJ returned to the mechanics garage. Eventually, he found the courage to relight an old flame and married Clara. Together, they found happiness for the first time in generations. A Joan fell asleep and dreamed not of hellfire and brimstone, but of a warm hearth and a full heart. It finally had a not sad ending. And then the epilogue. All would find themselves asking questions from time to time. Who trapped the Doulahan, and why? What will it do now that it's free? Why did it have to be them who suffered because of it? But their questions still would fall on deaf ears. Man, I can't read. What is done, and sin cannot be rewritten. And though we try to run from the dead, they await beneath the golden stalk and blackened crow, for there is no mortal that can escape the fate that lies between the rows. So yeah.
Brava. That's really, really cool.
Let me tell you. Could have done better on that. I wrote that in 5 minutes.
Dude, honestly though, I must say, from what I sent you, you worded it much more eloquently than I did in that frantic text message.
I try. But yes, Lydia, finally. So what this means is that for the first time in years, season 4, Lydia and Drew don't have to play characters that are dating each other because finally made it.
Yes. Yes. We can finally wrap up that tradition that whatever.
Time's the charm.
Third time's the charm. That's right. Now we can move on. Well, see, actually, so the thing that I think I'm most looking forward to, I shouldn't say most looking forward to, but something I am looking forward to about Between the Roads from now on is, I don't. Well, I should say I don't have to, but I can play somebody else, that
isn't part of the Jones /
that isn't part of the Jones. Yeah, exactly, because that story of that family lineage is it's wrapped up, it's finished, it's done. So I can explore other characters, other concepts and ideas. I know
the plot of season 4. I know the name of it. Season 4 is going to be Between the Rows, the Original Sin. Well, or just Original Sin. I'm still on the edge about the. I think I like Between the Rows, Original Sin better.
I like that one better.
The Original Sin is too much of a mouthful. My only question is, should I have it be Oops All Pattersons?
I mean,
because here's the thing. It will cover the first, rhyming couplet. That's what season 4 is about. Which means that at the end, a Patterson has to chain the Doulahan. Right.
So at least one person has to play a Patterson, and that person has to survive.
Exactly. That's the thing. If all of you are Pattersons, as long as one of you lives, you can succeed. So, that's what I'm thinking. Look, this is old time Ireland. People had kids, 70 kids. Yeah. So many kids. Plus survival rate is so low.
Plus you had your cousins,
Absolutely.
your
grandparents.
Exactly.
And it can be a whole generational line. You can have this is Grandpa Patterson. This is my dad. This is my cousin, and then there's me.
Yeah, exactly. It could be literally you could have 100%. You got great Grandpa Patterson who had 5 sons.
Yeah,
those 5 sons had 3 of their own children.
Absolutely, and so then I don't have to be afraid to kill anyone as long as one of you survives. Then again, right. I could just ended early. There's enough Pattersons that it just wasn't this group. Oh no, someone else had to try.
Aaron, I volunteer as tribute to die.
I mean, you don't get a choice. But yeah, I'm pretty excited for season 4.
I'm just saying, I feel a little left out
Oh yeah, I
because
haven't killed you enough.
I have not died.
You haven't died? Oh god, I need to get on that.
Well, I mean, because Crowbar season 1,
I legitimately
Silas
forgot
season 2,
that you
and
haven't
now
died.
CJ season 3. They've
I
all survived.
completely forgot that that's the case.
Yeah,
Oh man,
that's
I'm falling
why.
apart.
That's why
You're for sure
I
dying
need
in
to be the
season 4.
one. Thank you.
You're
Yes.
You're dying episode 1, season 4.
Yes.
Like
that means I don't have to come to recording sessions on Thursdays.
You're dying before even episode 1 starts. You're gonna be like my character that I played in Grant's one shot.
I get die in the prelogue.
Con, and then I rolled 1s on my constitution and ended up dying.
So, Aaron, please, I want to be the Patterson that dies in like the opening cutscene that kicks off the story of that season.
They're like, "Hey everybody, welcome to season 4. So, we're going to start our scene. It's in character introductions. We're like, Lydia, please introduce yourself." And then we go over and it's like, and then someone walks through the door, blah, 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 blah. And then another person walks through the door. You can introduce your character. And then rushed in on a stretcher, bleeding out. 2 more Pattersons are carrying a third. Drew, you're the one on the stretcher. Roll a constitution saving throw. So we just kill him like before. It's like 2 minutes in. Like,
just saying, I'm so down. I'm so down.
Look, we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, I'm excited for season 4. Grant has also voiced his excitement for season 4 because he's like, I really want to do music stuff, like real bad.
It'd be yeah.
And there's a lot of cool opportunities for like older timey music because it's in like Ireland.
Yeah. We can have our own like saloon. I don't even know. I don't know how is this. I think it's saloon, right?
A saloon is a place where you like a drink, like an old timey bar.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, you're in Ireland, so I don't think that I don't know if they would be called saloons there.
I mean, there'd be a pub.
Yeah, we got pub music. Welcome to Player Unknown Battlegrounds. That's when Grant makes pub music. It would be pub G. Yes, I'm excited for season 4. I think I will say I think that the finale was the worst episode out of the 6, which is a bummer. We had a real strong run, and then I biffed it on the last one. Not bad. It just didn't hold its salt.
It was. I will agree. I think episode 5 was. I think the best one.
Episode 5 was great. I think in general all of the episodes were good. The finale was a little lackluster. Wish that I could have done better, but we were tired. We were sick.
I mean,
bad day.
I think honestly, I think the like the almost 5-hour stream, it really, it kind of, nailed us down a little bit.
Yeah, put a nail in the coffin, especially for a DJ. So this is entirely off topic, but I've just been sitting here staring at it. So I have a big issue in that I am allergic to 2 things that make eating granola very difficult. One, I'm allergic to peanuts, which is in like every granola thing ever. Granola bars, just plain old granola. 2, I'm allergic to coconut, which is also in every granola bar. It's in so many granola bars. So there's just a bunch of them that I can't eat. I'm like relegated. I recently found Nature Valley is a big one. Nature Valley is like the #1 producer of like granola bars in every store. They always put coconut in their granola bars. Except for the ones that are really gross. But as I was shopping, I was like, man, I need something that I can eat on the fly in the morning, like a granola bar that isn't a granola bar.
Right, that won't kill you.
Nature Valley, shout out to you for making soft-baked oatmeal squares that are just oatmeal in a granola form that just tastes great. It's just soft. It's just oatmeal. So I get oatmeal on the go like a granola bar. This is the best thing that they've ever made, and they're like really good. So if you are also allergic to coconuts and peanuts, check out their oatmeal squares.
and Nature Valley, feel free to sponsor us.
Absolutely. Type 1 nut
If
allergy.
you're
So I
watching
feel
this.
so. I'm lucky in that my Nature Cali Maz, you blew it. We lost him. We lost him because of your typo. This is all on you, Maz. You misspelled valley. There's an E.
Oh man.
A banned. We ban our like most reliable mod. um but yeah, shout out to Nature Cali.
Nature Cali, that's right.
We love to eat your granola bars with some chocolate milk. Um But yeah, so anyway, so that's what happened on Monday. Speaking of Mondays,
Speaking of Mondays,
next
upcoming
Monday, we're back to the main
upcoming
campaign.
Monday.
I am, first of all, I'm very excited.
Yes.
Because
I was so sad when we had to cancel because you were sick.
I was also sad. I expected you guys to play without me.
No, it's too big of a thing to play without you.
We weren't gonna do anything. It's fine. Look, I would just send my messages through the chat.
Oh yeah, this is what I do.
Yeah, as I'm curled up, feverish on a tiny couch that is not meant for a person of my size. So, I cast haste. Oh man, moment of silence for Aaron. I needed it.
I cast power word kill.
Yeah. I used 6 points from my staff of power to do some garbage. But yeah, I'm excited. I felt so bad. That's the first episode of main campaign that I have ever missed. And I felt also
well. I mean, okay. Now, although to be fair, again, we didn't actually play the main campaign. Yeah, so technically,
the main campaign was missed because I was not there.
Yeah. That's
so.
Right.
Yeah, I'm excited to get back into it. I don't care what happens with the actually important stuff. Straight up. I have one goal for the next 2 to 3 episodes. And it is, once we're done with the whole actual plot relevant, stealing the dagger, dealing with an Archdevil situation, I am going to, with Edward and I are going to a sauna, and we're just going to talk about relationship stuff. And this is an open invitation for the other players. Feel free to attend. I think I was talking with Grant about how funny it is if like it's like Edward and Abinthy and Cather, just like silently sitting next to each other like in a sauna, and then Abinthy's just like, so, Edward, I noticed. We've been hanging out at my significant other's palace / jail cell for the past several days. I'm sure that you have some questions. I would also like to know. I mean, I know that you that like we've heard about Renaya's relationships and she's like with Grotz and everything like that. And I think that she said she was married at some point in time. I don't know a whole lot about that. I'm sure that there's a big story. But wasn't there someone like a something with a T. There's someone you were pretty close with someone like 3 years ago, right? Edward, he's just like, oh god, a Tiala, and I'm like, oh yeah, Tiala. How did that turn out for you? And I don't know anything about Katha. I heard that you had some like you don't like remember it, right? But there was like a girl in your life. What about you? I mean, I'm sure people must be just throwing themselves at the feet of the Grand Judge.
That would be okay.
Like just super awkward.
Honestly, I would be kind of down for that conversation. Not gonna lie.
I think that would be great.
That would be a lot of fun.
And Lydia, Renaya is also invited. It is a communal sauna. We have private rooms, but the main area it's just a big pool. It's like a Roman bath of a sauna. So free invitation. Everyone's allowed to be there.
And everyone's involved.
Yeah, I just want it to be like once we get done with this, I want it to be like half of a rest episode where it's just like we've killed the devil. Let's go hang out in now it's
Let's
the
go to a
onsen
spa.
scene. Yeah, exactly. It's a spa day. Um Also shout out to Ladward, the dream will never die. Um Exactly. Every good anime needs to go from like we finally defeated Baphomet to like a beach episode where it's mainly just fan service and pointless conversation, but they do fight a Hydra at the end. Like
Yeah, and then just out of nowhere, just it goes from 0 to 10 like real quickly.
100%. This is my favorite thing when it comes to like DJ and I like our games and DM style is the foundation of the games that we run are based in very different realms, right? So like DJ is a lot more like traditional fantasy, a lot more like Aragon or and like Lord of the Rings and like mysticism and magic and a lot more like classic fantasy. And then mine's like it's just an isekai. It's just a fantasy.
It's just anime.
It's just anime in a fantasy world. You've got people doing ridiculous nonsense garbage that is like even if you look at the characters that I play, so there's a whole galleon falling down a mountain. Okay, yep. I'm just going to jump in front of it and stop it.
Yep.
For me as a DM, that is a like they're beginning to believe type of moment. Like that is like my favorite thing. And for DJ, he's like, it's a whole that's like a whole boat. But that's like a cruise ship. You are like maybe 7 feet tall. You can't stop that. And I'm like, but I can try.
Like, you even rolled like a 25 or something.
It was like a 28. It was a 28, Drew.
Yep.
I was 2 away from impossible. God, why? I love that kind of stuff. I hope that in the and I think that I've shown it a little bit in some of the one shots and stuff that I've ran. I want more people to just say that they want to try to do something when there is no evidence on their character sheets that they would be capable of doing it.
There's no reason that they could.
No, because the thing is, there is something on your character sheet that says you can do it. It's called your list of skills and abilities, and those are very up for interpretation.
Right, exactly.
So like, there was a scene when everyone was orcs. Oops, all orcs, and you like that was also I narrated you like jumping episode. And like riding on the lightning as it like shoots around the enemy and stuff that. There's nothing saying that you can jump on a lightning bolt.
Yeah, nothing at all.
But as far as I'm concerned, there's also nothing saying that you couldn't on your character sheet grab a lightning bolt. Sure, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but it's pretty cool. And if you dance, then that's performance. So if you just perform well enough, the lightning won't hit you.
That's right.
Easy. That's basically all that Zuko did. So he just did a cool little dance. Yeah, it's easy. That's clearly in the realms of possibility, in my opinion. But yeah, and I love it because it's like it's just two very different vibes, and then both of our characters, like when one of us is playing the other person's campaign, we tend to stick with what our like go-to is. So you'll have like, hi, I'm Abinthy. I am just clearly an anime character.
Yep.
And then it's like you're surrounded like, yes, my name is Elrond, Lord of the Fifth Legion, King of the Elves. I have lived for a millennia. And Abinthy's there like, woo! Just like shooting off lightning bolts. And like, there's nothing seen that I can't ride a demon into hell and kill the devil. Like, and then you switch to like my campaigns, and you have like people shooting lasers out of their eyes and like break dancing into like sword fights, and then you have like DJ striding forward in like a robe. Like his characters, and so this character is like, "Sup, loser? Do you know how to skate? I see you wearing Thrasher, but I bet you don't even skate, bro." And then his character's like, "Forsooth, truly I could crush it on the court. But instead, I shall simply hit this 360 LL into boneless and put thine person in their place." And then they still do a kickflip, but they're like clearly not supposed to be in this world. It's like my favorite vibe of. I think that. So I've seen some anime that do it. I think that reverse animes need to be more prevalent, where instead of it's like, I'm a normal salary worker reincarnated into a world of sword and sorcery, it's just like, I am. Let me come up with a good name. I am the divine warrior, Chunma. I have been sent here from my world of sword and sorcery. I am now an accountant. Like, I think that would be way better. I think that they need more of this.
Speaking of animes, Aaron, a good anime that does do that is A Devil is a Part-Timer.
Let me tell you, where did season 2 come from? I watched season 1 like 6 years ago, and then heard nothing.
And then all of a sudden,
and then
season
they're like,
two's out.
There's season 2, and I'm like, whoa, like whoa. And there are some other ones that do that, but I like the idea of, in the same reverse isekai fashion, where it's like, we didn't have magic in our world, but they do in fantasy world. I would like for them to not have any magic in this world, to be completely normal people, but just still like, they're like, yes, with my demon slayer fist, I could turn mountains to rubble, and then they just like punch someone slightly above averagely. Like, Maz, this is exactly the type of vibe that DJ has in my campaigns. I shall be cranking 90s and get the victory royale over Chorgath, the Shadow Killer. Like, I love it, and I think it's so good because DJ and I both try really hard to accommodate the other person while not sacrificing our style.
Right. Yeah.
And we'll just get blindsided by like a different genre, and I think it's just hilarious. But yeah, so fun little thing. I'll be honest, I could keep going. Do you have things that you want to do in the next couple episodes of TPD? Main campaign stuff?
Well, okay. So, I mean, I'm very excited because so the next episode that is supposed to happen on Monday, DJ has promised me combat, which I've been so waiting for, which makes me very, very, very excited.
Lydia.
And assuming that goes all well.
Lydia, if you're still here, we need to make sure to roleplay so hard that it takes up 4 hours of time. Just to make DJ a liar.
I will upset. I will end the stream.
Combat will happen. It will be Drew physically driving to Nebraska and punching us. Live on camera.
Combat will happen no matter what. Even if it means I'm killing Aventhy.
We're crawling through the screen like the Ring Girl. And you're going to strangle us live on Twitch.
I will. We're like, literally, it's going to be, you guys are like in the middle of having some crazy conversation as we're entering a demon like fortress. And literally, it's going to just it's going to keep going and going and going. And after a little while, you guys are just going to see me type something.
Yeah,
and then
it's going to be to DJ.
It's just going to be a direct message to DJ. It's like, hey, I walk up to them and I stab both of them in the back.
I take one sword in each hand.
He's like, okay, roll. It's like, okay, roll to hit. It's like, great. I crit on both of them because they're surprised.
And then,
and I also divine smite on both of them.
Half of my levels in Paladin and take those levels back in Rogue. I would like to just cash that in. and then I just double fist daggers into their spine. Oh!
And they both just instantly
Absolutely.
die.
I'm in. Character 3 for campaign 1. I'm on it. I think I have a really good concept for a hobgoblin barbarian monk multi-class that I actually talked a little bit on one of the previous episodes of Table Scraps. It's a tough concept because it needs to start around like mid-levels, so around 12 or 13.
Mm-hmm.
And that's right where we are. So I think that we
That's
can
right.
just do
That's
that.
right. But anyway, okay, wait, hold on. Matt says something. You must respect Cather into that edgelord we made that one time. Respect, not respect. Respect, as in as a
well,
like redistribute my attributes. Yeah, put your respect on my name. Okay, yeah. You know what, Maz? I'm on that. I'm on it. I'll work.
I would love to do more sessions of like we're just given a theme. I would love to run theme one shots where everyone has to abide by a specific rule.
Sure.
So
yeah.
like so for example, oops all Pattersons. Or that one time that it was oops all orcs.
Right. Or we do oops
except,
all rogues.
Yeah, except instead we get more like vague with it, where it's like, okay, you can build any character you want, but you have to fully embody the idea that this is a contest to make the edgiest character. Like backstory, class, background, all of it needs to be as edgy as you can get. And then the actual like one shot is just like flowers and sunshine.
Yeah, 100%.
Like that.
It's
like those are the kind of like stuff I would love to do.
You have to make the edgiest character you can, and then you go to like a 5-year-old girl's tea party.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're just like, would Mr. Muffin like some tea? And then the character's just like, my parents were drowned in tea. They survived for 4 days in agony. And then the other person is like, agony? What do you know of agony? Your parents died in tea. Mine were boiled alive in it. And no one has any parents. Like, or if they do, like they have like a kid sister or like a kid brother that's like has like some incurable disease, and that's why they're an adventurer. They're like, I need to pay for my kid brother's hospital bills. How dare you threaten me? Like, there's just a lot of tears, a lot of mascara. I would like, these are the type of one shots I would.
A lot of bleeding eyeshadow.
Absolutely. Just like really brutal. And Maz, the response to that, all the characters are just like, well, at least you have parents.
Oh boy, that's really funny.
I would love, or even like, and it doesn't just have to be that. It can be, today you have to make unoptimized characters. So whatever class you choose, you can't.
Yeah, like you make a barbarian with a 12 in strength,
but like a 20 in intelligence. And stuff like that. Like the goal is to make the least operable character possible.
Oh my goodness, that would be really funny.
Maz, let me tell you. Come January, things are going down because I've got plans. I would love to do, even if they're just like test games and stuff like that of other RPGs. For my own channel, I would love to do like a monthly like one shot or like mini campaigns that last like 6 months. And let me tell you, you are definitely on the list of players, especially when it comes to my channel, and private games for sure. But yeah, I'm excited. I got plans. Got plans.
Kind of reeling us back here. So after next episode,
yes.
Assuming we all make it out alive with the dagger in hand, right? And we make it back to the material plane, without an arc devil trying to kill us, whichever one that is. Um, I imagine fairly short in a fairly soon after that, Cather, well, one he's gonna want to make another trip to Athala
Ooh.
because uh he's got to have some conversations with a couple death gods.
Yeah.
Um,
Fight.
and it's and assuming all that stuff happens and goes well, that then he'll probably reapproach the party with being like, hey, so like can you I need some help with a thing. And then Cather's mini arc that takes us 5 episodes to go through to like get him like a new magic weapon happens. And then
Great.
after that, we can do one with Edward,
Yeah.
where Edward goes
Yeah.
back to like a Thane or right? Is that a Thane?
What?
I don't remember.
I'm a
Uh the,
Thane.
the place that is currently imprisoning his father.
Oh yeah, that place.
And then there's like a mini arc with him and like a redemption story for his dad.
And
It's like
and
where it's
and we have a heist episode where we have to
uh-huh,
break his dad out of jail. Go
because
full like Ocean's 11.
yeah, and because he knows the location of like a secret like family heirloom that will give Edward his like like his bloodline of power or something.
Yes.
And then finally we do a mini arc with Abinthy, and then by then we're all level 20 and we just win the game.
So my favorite thing is I think that the entire entire chapter 2 is just Renaya's arc. Like I think that is the plot.
Is say that again, sorry?
I think Renaya's arc is the whole plot of chapter 2.
Oh, are you responding to what Lydia
Yeah.
said in the chat?
I,
Yeah,
I, I think
yeah,
that I think your story is literally the whole arc.
yeah,
I
yeah.
think
So
that's it's the
I'm not stealing anything from you,
literally
Lydia. If anything,
none
you're
of
stealing something
us
from me.
have anything important happening that relates to anything relevant.
I mean, yeah,
Like we are characters in Lydia's arc, and then we have like little like stone skips across the water that are our arcs.
yeah.
Um,
Well, that and to be fair, I can't be too mad because Cather's arc is just everybody else's arc. That's kind of the whole point of Cather in general.
I don't think Abinthy has an arc.
Um,
Abinthy's arc
your arc,
is I have a past that may be able to help you with your arc.
yeah,
That's Abinthy's past. He's like, oh, I know a person for that. It's a dark and tragic story. Let's talk about it while we do your thing. That's Abinthy's arc.
yeah, that's Ebony's arc. That's right.
Um,
And then there's Edward, who just is there.
Edward's here. He's there. He's living. He's prominent. He's
He's
straight up
vibing.
doing it. Yeah. A demon prince to entertain. Wow, that's all Gross does to you? Someone to entertain you? Wow.
I've waited 2 years.
So,
Well, Lydia, guess what? I've waited 2 years too. You haven't seen a Cather arc, have you?
I don't like arcs. I'm gonna be honest. This is an Aaron thing. I don't like arcs. So this is a not as though I'm not.
Now, like,
having
what do
fun
you mean?
being
But
in
like,
an
what do
arc.
you mean by that? Like,
So it's
because the thing is, a
style.
story takes the formation of an arc. That's why it's a story arc.
Yes.
Because you have
So
the
question
rising
is,
action, the climax, and the falling action. It's an arc.
if you look at it from a like DM style perspective, so the way that D-Day DMs and once again the way that I DM are very different, especially when it comes to long term campaigns. Whereas DJ has like set specific arcs for like events or people. I'm not as big of a fan of that because it's really hard to like there are clear dead periods of time for specific characters where it's like I feel like I really can't apply to this at points
Sure.
in times, which you can do very well so that is very minimized. And there is no correct way to DM or better or worse or they just have different traits to them. Because I would say that the highs and lows are it's a high risk high reward style in my opinion, where it's like if you're doing the arcs really well and it really feels like it's connected to like how things should be, and it's like up there and everyone's super like jazzed about it and has their own part in the arc, then it feels really good. But then you end up sometimes with the real lows where you have like um the like pirate arc where it's
Mm-hmm.
like I don't know exactly how this applies to anyone or anything that we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And so like you have real highs and then real lows. I prefer like a continuous arc, like from start to finish, that has divots and bends. So like the arc never ends, but it does pause momentarily as a second arc is began. But that second arc really isn't an arc at all. It's just like a brief moment of time that is slightly different than the overall consuming arc. Which is weird because DJ is also a lot more sandboxy than me, where he's just like you can go anywhere, do anything, which normally doesn't relate well to the arc style.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas I am a lot more like not railroady, but like I have a lot more lead into
It's
what
like
the actual stuff is going on, but I
I
don't
I
like
think I
arcs, which is super
I think
strange.
maybe a good way is like you have an approach with like a linear story video game. There's one main story, and that's the thing you keep coming back to, right? And that
Mm-hmm.
all is continuous from the very beginning to the game to the very end of the game. But you also have the occasional side quest that like is somewhat
And
related.
sometimes they even give like important main story details and stuff.
Hmm.
Um,
But like it's mostly just kind of an offshoot thing that
Very
lasts
much
for
so.
like what that would last for like one session.
Mm-hmm. And there are ones that will last more, but it isn't like we've entered into a new phase. It's never like an arc stopped. It's just that this is a different section of the arc.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, that's what I would say is just a difference. So I'm not a huge fan of like individual like arc like Critical Role. That is very much how Mercer
Right.
DMs
Yeah.
Critical Role. Very much a like now we go to see Grog's uh, straight up old tribe, and we will be dealing with that for the next 15 episodes, and then his character will have evolved, but then we will not really see or that's really not it's not like prevalent to the rest of the arcs because after that one we go to Pike and we see her previous family and then we go to oh yes we must kill this dragon which is related to Vexalia and Vax and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
That kind of like leapfrogging arc system,
Hmm.
not my favorite as a player DM or viewer. um, I still really enjoy the campaign as I'm not like I hate DJ's. I think he does it very well. It's just not my preference. It's kind of like I prefer mild cheddar to sharp cheddar, but I'm not going to like if I don't have mild cheddar and sharp cheddar is available. I'm not like I scorn thine lactose related old milk. Like no, it's I just do that. It's true. That is our best arc. The start of the the pirate arc, where we just have a tiny uninhabited island. My favorite thing is how many times it has returned. Like the reference to the island where it's like, yeah, this is just some island. It's not important, and then it's like, actually, it is. There's 7 different arcing paths. It's a whole dungeon. I didn't know it was going to be at the time, but it is now. Like,
It
love
is
that.
now. Yeah.
Like there's the whole like door of death down the tunnel. It connects to the Underdark. There's another door that leads to Sigil, and there's a teleportation to the middle of the ocean in the distance that can be used by passing through a waterfall. This is a whole campaign location.
Uh-huh.
Like this is like a module. Like
On
this
this
is
tiny uninhabited island
it's like the like
that we did
Citadel.
actually determine it wasn't uninhabited.
Yeah, with liar.
It's a tiny one inhabited island.
Mm-hmm. Um. So
Yeah.
I agree. I hope that we are all dating DJ at the end of the campaign. Because right now
I mean,
it's just
I mean, we're
Grant.
not that far off.
Grant's
We
blowing it right
just need
now,
Grant to get in a romance with Sam. That's all we
and
Sam or
and
Faye. Those are the only two
I
acceptable
ship
ones.
it. I ship
Yeah.
it absolutely. What if Sam is a Fae?
If Sam is a Fae, that's even better. She's
It's the best of
secretly an
both
Autumn
worlds.
Daughter.
Uh,
She's secretly a
Maz, what
defected Autumn
other
Daughter.
Sam is there? They're all redheaded Sams.
Yeah, they are.
Which is
All
the
of the
craziest
redheads.
thing for me, and I think I may have mentioned this. I knew a Sam growing up who dated my brother and was also my babysitter and is now married to Dr. Lupo, who is also a redhead named Sam.
See, yeah, the only redheads that exist in this campaign who aren't named Sam
I
is
think
Melora.
I think it might be the only. I don't think that there exists a Sam that isn't a redhead. This is my
Like
theory. It's a glitch in the
just
matrix.
in all life.
In life,
Yeah.
like if you're a Sam, then you're a redhead. Somewhere in your genes, there's a redhead gene somewhere there.
Somewhere.
May
Yeah.
not be prominent, but it's there.
Maybe.
It's like when, like, so okay. So do you know this? I'm gonna take a very roundabout way to explain this. So
Okay.
do you
I'm ready.
know how one of the reasons that people think that we might be in a simulation is how light acts?
Like have I heard that theory before?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, do you know how light responds differently in different circumstances?
Yeah.
So yeah, so there's the two gap theory or whatever,
Uh-huh.
and where if you just spew a bunch of particles at two slats,
Uh-huh.
particles will make two lines, and waves will make concordant lines of varying power.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
Right.
And then light does both.
And then yeah, so light, when you shoot it at the two beams, it acts as a wave until it is observed.
Uh-huh.
So when something is recording it, then it makes two lines.
Mhm.
And that acts in the same way as a video game rendering, where the only things that are rendered are the things that the person is actively observing,
Mhm.
which people then took to mean that there's a chance that this is not real, that things are only rendering and we can only understand them because we are actively observing them. So that's why light acts differently. I'll be 100% honest. I don't remember where I was going with this in relation to Dungeons and Dragons. What were we talking about before the light thing? Oh, the Sam theory. So I think that if the world is truly rendered, when they were like typing in the code and they were like making NPCs, the code is slightly messed up. And so that now Sam, the codename NPC Sam, is guaranteed to end up with a redhead gene. That's my theory of the world.
There you go. Welcome to Aaron's TED Talk.
Thank you for listening. Speaking of thank you for listening, I'm pretty much out of stuff to say. We started late, and I have some like stuff that I gotta do today. Do you have anything else that you would like to talk about, Drew?
Come back on Monday.
Come back on Monday. Yes, we'll be doing that. Check out all of our. Yeah, you can say hi. Oh yeah, I'll let you.
Can I
the-
say
the
hi to
Zoom
Drew
call.
after you end?
Check out. First of all, hello to everyone who is new. First
Yes,
time
thank you for
chatters.
joining.
Thanks for joining. It was awesome to see everyone here. Thanks for all of you who are classic old reliables. Maz, Hal, all y'all who are here regularly, day in day out. For all you new people, we have a bunch of stuff where you can like watch our content at. We have TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. We're working on them. We're doing our best. We're getting them out there. YouTube, podcasts, that's where you can find our stuff. We have a website with a merch store, www.thepaperdungeon.com. Lydia also has a merch store where you can buy her art and commission art from her. You can get like art and stuff on pillows and t-shirts and all stuff like that. Yeah. Oh, fun little announcement. So Halloween, which was 2 days ago, this past Monday, the total for how much money was raised for Jasper's Game Day in that like 1.5 months, which will be price matched by me and like one or two other people in the group of people who made the Mist manuscripts, total to around 130 to 150, which is like pretty good for a DM's Guild product.
Yeah.
Also, all money will continue to be sent directly to Jasper's Game Day from the missed manuscripts. So if you missed the chance, you still have the chance to go like donate to Jasper's Game Day. You can do that whenever. And the book is still up, and so all of your money will continue to be donated to charity if you purchase the module. Recommended price is $1.50. So yeah, it was in our opinion, a very good success. That means that in total, it'll be around 450 to 500 that we actually donate from that month to Jasper's Game Day with the like price matches and stuff. So thank you everyone who worked with us and got our cool module and stuff and helped out Jasper's Game Day. It's a really good cause. I don't have anything else that I think that I need to say. Drew, do you have any parting words for the viewers at home?
Good luck and Godspeed. We will see you next time, Dungeoneers.
Well done, Drew. You really crushed it. You stole it out from under me. You have a good day, everybody. We will see you next Monday and the Thursday after. Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.